Okay, so here's the lesson. Once you put it in your mouth, don't give up. Keep chewing. Happy birthday, everybody, and welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and one of the theories that I have that I'm actually the most convinced may actually be true is this. I'll get to you in a second. I believe that people who claim to have been abducted by aliens aren't lying. Now, they weren't abducted by aliens, of course, but instead, I believe that those people did have a uniquely traumatic experience. People who claim they've been abducted by aliens are accidentally remembering their own birth. Now listen, our brains don't develop the ability to catalog and retrieve memories reliably until we're like 2.5 or 3 years old, but that doesn't mean our brains weren't witnessing those earliest moments. It just means that the system is, for most of us, so garbled and mismanaged that most of us can never access them. It's just blank for us, mercifully. But a certain select few, usually the best and brightest of our society in small rural communities across America, have an issue where their brain stumbles upon that earliest moment, the birth event, and not knowing what else to do with it, it presents it to their awareness as a recent occurrence. They often say that they were pulled through a slimy tunnel toward a blinding light. They say they were screaming and saw creatures all around them that they had never seen before and who were speaking a language they could not understand. And those creatures are often described as having a single color and very few facial features, just like a doctor and nurses wearing scrubs and wearing surgical masks would be. Also, the abductee says that they were poked and prodded and even had things stuck into uncomfortable orifices on their body. Now listen, I was there to witness the births of my 2 sons, and I can tell you, they came out so slimy that the doctors got all sorts of goo off of them, even using what looked like a small turkey baster to suck goo out of their crevices. Then alien abductees often report that they're strapped to a table and experience some good old mutilation. Well, my boys almost instantly had their umbilical cords cut, and then just a few minutes later, they were wheeled out of the room for a few minutes and came back with a little less of their down unders than they had started with. Now, I'm sure that couldn't have been pleasant, and I wouldn't want to remember that moment. I think it is pretty clear. It's not just alien abductees, listen, who have gone through something traumatic. We all have. It's just that those unlucky few have the misfortune to remember it. They should be believed and pitied. Listen, if you have a great airtight theory no one's ever thought of, or if you yourself have been abducted by aliens, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Well, everybody, today on Cerealsly, we have got a super special guest that sat here so politely waiting. It is my friend, Jason.
Yay,
Jason,
me.
What a great guy you are.
I am so excited to be here. I made it.
I
made it.
And you may have picked up from previous episodes, I'm a pastor at a church, and Jason is our lead pastor at the church. So you are my friend, my boss, and also my pastor.
But today I'm in the lesser seat.
What do you mean lesser seat?
Look at how I'm sitting. Look, I look so tiny.
Look at how I can build myself up like this. Let me say this. Jason and his family have been huge supporters of the Cerealsly project, and that just means so dang much to me. There was this special moment, too, where you and your wife, Marie, I want to talk about Marie for a second, she's so great, watched the S'mores Showdown episode. You told me about this. And for some reason, Marie, she was just so much wanting me to find a great one. And when you told me that, I was just so happy. I was so happy that I did find one, which was the Lucky Charms S'more cereal. Definitely cereal of the year contender for me. But not only did Marie like seeing me eat that cereal, you also told me that she went out and stocked up on Lucky Charms for your family.
4 or 5 boxes.
So let me show you a picture of her collection. I really did want to say thank you for the support in that.
This is so big in our house. So exciting. It's wonderful. You're amazing.
It's so great.
It's great.
All right. Now, you don't know what cereal we're going to be looking at today.
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I've been trying to guess.
I purposely didn't tell you. I'm excited to show you. Like I mentioned, Jason is not just my dear friend and my boss, which I got to be careful of, but also because he is my pastor. We are going
Pastor cereal, Christian cereal.
Okay, we're going to open it up. Religious cereals. Yes, most of them are Christian,
Cereals.
but religious cereals is how we're going to brand
That's a thing?
this today. It turns out it is.
Oh my gosh! All right.
So I'm so excited. I'm not going to show you what they are until the next segment. Let's go to actually showing the cereal. All right, man. I'm ready to show you what it is. The first one,
very spiritual
I think
moment.
might be very clear to people why. It is standard, run-of-the-mill Kellogg's cornflakes.
Solid.
Do you know why?
Because of Kellogg.
That's right. Cornflakes has its roots in religious fundamentalism. John Harvey Kellogg, you were absolutely right. He is the father of modern cereals and the founder of the Kellogg Cereal Company. He was also a staunch Seventh-day Adventist, at least until they kicked him out in the early 1900s. He was part of a movement trying to stop carnal lusts and bodily excitement.
This helps? Give me that. Give me that cornflake.
Here it is. He was intensely devoted to stopping the worst of all sins. Masturbation. I can't say it in front of my pastor.
Do you have to bleep that out? Will YouTube say
no? I
do
think
that?
we're talking about God. Okay. Part of the remedy for him for those carnal lusts,
right,
he thought was a bland diet. So he and his brother and other family members, they developed cornflakes, got the patent for it in 1896. It was designed to be the most easily digestible and bland morning meal possible. So you came on this episode and you get the world's
love bland food.
Actually, this is a classic, so I am excited. You're doing me a favor because I couldn't figure out any other way to bring this up.
I think that's great too. And I read a book years ago called White Bread Protestantism, and it was all about the Kellogg and the food reform movement.
You're studied on this.
Kellogg's grape nuts, cornflakes, grape nuts. Welch's grape juice came out of that. It was originally supposed to be used for communion because they wanted another, so all of these foods that kind of developed out of that food reform movement in America, like we should eat better because somehow it helps us be more spiritual or something like that. Cornflakes.
You really took this up a notch.
I love it.
That you nailed that pastorness of you. Okay. Cornflakes.
Cornflakes. Supposed to be on this side of the table. Don't you put it over here? Am I supposed to?
I didn't want to encroach on your space, but I am really grateful
That's how it's
for that.
supposed to be.
There's one more religious cereal with religious roots. It is even weirder for sure, and that is of course this cereal, Ezekiel 4:9. Yes! Original cereal. This is one of the most odd cereals that is always around. I can't imagine anyone has eaten this. I can almost guarantee that it is not highly eaten by my admittedly meager audience. Let me read for you the ingredients. Because it's based on a Bible verse. Ezekiel
Is the Bible
4:9.
verse on there?
It is sort of from an older version. Yes, it is on
that's
here.
great. Okay.
Let me read to you that this has organic sprouted wheat. That sounds fine. Sprouted, no good. Organic sprouted barley, organic sprouted millet, organic sprouted lentils, organic sprouted soybeans, organic malted barley, that's different than sprouted barley, organic sprouted spelt, filtered water, sea salt, and organic rosemary extract.
And when they say organic, this isn't organic. This is like legit organic. Ezekiel 4:9, like I used to eat Ezekiel 4:9 bread all the time.
Okay, the bread.
And the bread is like, it's like 100% fiber. You put it in, it comes out. That's it. And it just rips
That's
through.
what we need.
And so I didn't know there was a cereal, and I can't wait to taste this because I actually like Ezekiel 4:9 bread.
Is it you're a pastor?
This is amazing. This is such an exciting moment. I thought I would get like some funky green shrubbery cereal or some kind of this very much interests me.
And now it's time for a pastor test. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Do you know the story of Ezekiel here? Why this is called Ezekiel 4:9? What was going on?
I do not.
Okay. Don't worry, I've got it written down. He was a prophet, this guy Ezekiel, who was told by God to warn God's people that they were about to be punished for their sins. Now, first he was supposed to go out, and in front of all those people, he was supposed to build this little toy battlefield and then show them how bad the upcoming battles were going to go for them because they're sinful. But then he was supposed to do this weird thing where he lay on his side for over 400 days in a row, one day for each day of each year of their sin.
And eat cereal.
But before he got to laying down, he wasn't given a cereal. He was told to eat some bread to eat. That's where their bread is the first thing, obviously the first thing. He was only allowed to eat a tiny bit of it, 8 ounces each day. Now, the recipe, or at least the ingredients for that bread, is in Ezekiel 4:9. So I got a surprise. My Bible, I found the most well-worn one, so it looked like...
Looks like you read it.
You're a pastor. Yeah. Can you look up and read for us?
All right.
Ezekiel 4:9. This guy Ezekiel's laying on his side. He's eating his bread. What kind of bread did God cook up for him?
So you go for it. Now go and get some wheat.
Okay, so it's God talking.
God is saying, go get organic. No, he didn't say organic. Get some wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millet.
Okay,
I didn't know what millet was. And emmer wheat.
Don't know what it is.
And mix them together in a storage jar. Use them to make bread for yourself during the 390 days you will be lying on your side. Eat it with skim milk. Doesn't say.
That is great. I wish it said that. Now, again, it doesn't say the recipe, how much each, but that's the ingredients that these guys who made this put into their bread. Whoa. This is my eyes. Huh? Thinking about how yummy it must be for Ezekiel. By the way,
we'll see.
Ezekiel was also commanded by God to bake that bread with those ingredients over a fire that used human poop for fuel. I bet Ezekiel would have killed for some rosemary. We are talking about a bread. Ezekiel's bread that he was supposed to make was not because those weren't the ingredients because they were yummy or wholesome. Yeah. It was supposed to represent the terrible rations that God's people were going to have to eat during their long time of war and punishment. So the inspiration for this is yucky war rations. Ooh, by the way, I did get for you, Jason, Ezekiel 4:9, golden flax version. Thinking we could try to, they make a cinnamon raisin one. I didn't get that. Actually, I wanted to get it. I grabbed it and I got golden flax.
What is golden flax?
No idea. It starts with whole wheat. Oh, and that's the same. And then it adds organic golden flax seeds. Golden flax, never heard of it.
Get out the Bible right now. We're going to look up golden flax.
Let me just finish this up. Remember, viewer, we are just two dudes on a spiritual journey who are about to try God-inspired cereals. These are cereals of biblical proportions, which is to say they sound kind of gross. But what do you think? Will these cereals take us to the seventh heaven? Or will all these carbs just ignite our sensual inner desires and lead us down a path to some good smiting? Friends, Jason, it's time to eat some cereal. All right, everybody, we are ready. We got our bowls, 3. We're going to need 3 at least. We got our spoons, and then we got our milk. Jason, you did request whole milk. That's what you use at home, it sounds like.
I'm not against skim. It's just this is the normal. I wanted to get kind of the normal palate.
Well, I'm about to blow your mind, though, because I brought for myself 1% in a fake-looking skim blue. I recently filmed a milk episode, and I have taken it upon myself to do at least kind of like a 6-week challenge where I use 1% because it was noticeabably better. Wow. So no more skim puns. Wow. That was getting too hard anyway. I kind of gave up on that.
Part of the 1% now.
Finally.
It's a whole different.
Finally. Well, that's up to you, boss. All right. Well, let's see. Let's start then with our cornflakes. Hey, would you do the honors?
I cannot do it like you do it. Let's see.
Oh, wow.
Not too bad.
Good finger slipping.
Now the bag.
Now the bag. And you. Interesting. You open the bag in the middle of the bag.
Wait, you don't open it in the middle?
I open it like on the part where you're going to use as a spout. Fascinating. All right. Go down to 1 bowl, just for what it's worth. Right. Having 1 bowl is better than 3 stacked up you've got.
Okay.
And
all right.
May I pour you one?
Please.
This has been a problem with my having guests where I pour my own and eat my own and don't even think about them.
Do you put stuff on top of your cereal?
Great question. No, we went straight out. How about you?
Sugar. Lot of sugar.
My wife's family did sugars.
Pour the cereal into the sugar container.
Wow.
Add milk.
So I guess I don't know what we're reviewing other than this has existed since 1890, whatever I said, 1896. That's incredible. So let's give it a try.
I haven't eaten it for many, many years.
Since 1890.
So it'll be interesting. You go back and eat food that you ate when you were a kid.
Great
and you were
point.
like,
Great
doesn't
point.
taste like it did.
Anyway,
I think
let's
it's
see
probably
that. Milled corn.
standard. They're not going to change religious stuff.
Carnal desire's going down. They're right. This is boring. But tastes like what it says it is. Corn flakes.
You know when you eat something, I ate that and I went back.
You felt nostalgia.
I was, yes. It was this, I was like, yes. Corn flakes.
That's crazy.
When's the last time you ate some food and you were like, oh, this takes me, like, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Sometimes that happens with Starburst for me.
Oh.
Or Skittles. We used to do this thing where we'd go to church, pastor, and then right afterwards we'd go to like this little bodega and get Skidleys, we called them, or the guy called them that or something. And that when I eat Skittles nowadays, I'm like, I can feel that jaw ache that I felt when I was a kid because you ate too much.
Wow.
So
that's great.
Skittles cereal. Someday, fingers crossed.
Is that a thing? Is that out there?
No, it's not, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It should be.
All right.
All right,
we can make it. We
milk.
just put some Skittles in a bowl, pour some milk on.
Will it cereal?
Give
Yeah,
it a
a
try.
lot of trendy internet people do that. Okay. Put stuff in a bowl and
I'm always afraid I'm going to spill. Whenever I watch, you have like good pouring technique.
I'm excited to see how much you put in. Not
well,
much.
I usually put in a lot. I'm a little got some little performance anxiety here.
Don't worry. Good news. Nobody watches
favorite
it.
YouTube. One of the episodes you talk about mushing stuff down. You don't mush down a lot. I'm always like, I got to get it all wet.
I've heard of that. I've heard of people who need it wet. I like it maybe a little middle where there's some on the crunchy side and some in the middle. Hey, we are talking too much. This is cornflakes.
Okay, all right.
These are going to be soggy.
Okay, you're right. Okay. I feel very pious. I need sugar. I'm used to more sugar. You know what I like? Cornflakes too. Cornflakes have that.
You're saying cornflakes.
Frosted flakes. They have the.
I think they're literally this frosted. I was right. I can already feel the sog happening. You better eat this fast if you're going to eat this.
Which I do. I eat cereal fast. Do you eat cereal?
Oh my gosh! If I'm not on camera, I eat cereal
just
so
work
fast.
it down.
It's like,
this is like this is just solid, reliable.
Yep.
It tastes good. It's not great. It doesn't blow your mind with sugar, but it's like
not.
Have some cereal.
All right, I think we're fine because that was about as much as you can say about the nothing that this was.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Right.
It just was. That was all
okay.
it was. Let's get out
the original.
The
right? That's what its original flavor,
For sure.
Ezekiel.
I was really
cereal.
impressed that this was made in 1896. This was made in biblical times, the Bronze Age.
It's amazing. It's old and it's still here, and it's not like.
Oh no! One of the
look
worst
like?
Bags opening. Don't look. Oh, you mean let's peek inside?
Yeah, I want to see. That's what I thought. It looks like rocks and gravel.
It looks like millet, which I don't know what that is.
It looks like grape nuts. It's like.
Oh, this is bad. Well, maybe it won't be bad. You said you liked the
You know
bread.
what? It looks like granola.
It does. Don't be fooled. Let's not get excited to think this might be granola. This is a lot of nothing looking. When I poured this out, I remembered that it has rosemary in it. There was another recent cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Tres Leches flavor, that also had rosemary in it. Blew my mind. Maybe this will blow my mind.
Your ability to spot some of that stuff. What was the one that was just out where you were like, I can taste the clove.
That was oh, wow.
What was that?
That was in the the pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin
episode.
spice. You're like, it has this, but I can taste the clove. I'm like, listen, look at you with your refined
I've got a secret.
palates.
I make most of that crap up. It's for the showmanship.
That's good. It worked.
Hey, let's try this stuff dry.
All right. It looks like what I put next to my driveway.
Let's make sure we get all the grains. Oh my.
It makes me think of if you take Ezekiel 4-9 bread, put it in the toaster, get it nice and crunchy, then crumple it up, put it in a bowl.
Oh, okay. So you're making the connection to the bread.
It's bread. It's crumpled, dry bread pieces.
You want to know the first thing that came to mind? Was, I'm sorry for my sins. Oh, Lord. Forgive me of my sins.
It's working.
It did its job. Bam! Right off the bat.
Let's put it in front so people know.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So people know what it is.
The original. Well, now you're covering my bowl. How about in the middle?
Okay, yeah, good. Okay.
It's never happened on Cerealsly ever before. Put it in the middle. Well, It was bad and gross to me, but you connected it with a bread that you thought was fine. So that's good.
The bread's fine, but whenever I eat Ezekiel 4-9 bread, I eat it with...
Oh, you're not eating
with something on it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe the milk will be the something on it.
Well, I know the milk will not soften it at all. I think
we have to leave it for days.
Oh, absolutely.
If you had told me this was dog food, I would have believed it.
Can you get out the Bible again? Does this say sugar? No. That would be granulated bleached sugar. No. And thou shalt have
corn syrup.
Thou shalt have high fructose corn syrup.
Careful, don't put much on your spoon. Put a lot of liquid. That's what I learned from other things like grape nuts.
Okay.
I'm going for it. So I think the milk really helps.
I think the whole milk really helps.
Does it?
Yeah. This is a good sized bowl, but I think if I eat this, I wouldn't have this much. It'd be just little something.
No. You're right. They're wise here. Half a cup serving size.
Half a cup.
For 180 calories. Wow, that is dense. Okay, now we're going to really liven things up. You know what that needed? Golden Flax. I was like, where is it? My taste buds were craving it.
I agree. Do we know what Golden Flax is yet?
No, we'll look it up later. Okay. People will look it up.
People will put it up.
Oh! I'm embarrassed. This is supposed to be cereal from the Lord, and they couldn't put a decent bag on it. Oh, can I pour you some, sir?
I'm so sorry. That was embarrassing. I think it was maybe it was all the strength you got from eating Ezekiel 4-9.
Oh, and it's going. That's true. It pumped me up.
Do you smell it?
Sometimes I smell it. This one I didn't dare. What did it smell like?
I don't know. It's just when you poured it. Maybe it's because you spilled it everywhere.
Sometimes there's a dustiness that goes in the air that makes you smell it. So what did you smell?
Did I smell Golden Flax? I don't know what it was.
Oh. Okay, let's try it dry. I guess what we're trying to identify here is flax, which I dare anyone to tell me that they know what that tastes like. But let's see if it comes out screaming as we eat it. No, it did not. It tastes the same.
There's nothing screaming. I feel like it tastes different.
Okay.
But I don't know why. Maybe
wait. You're at the end. At the end of my eating, it has almost a sourdough-ish sourness to it. Did you taste that?
Yep.
Did you feel that?
Yeah. It's like sourdough is a great way to describe it.
Hey, so here's the lesson. Once you put it in your mouth, don't give up. Keep chewing.
Sourdough's on the way.
Something at all is on the way. You know what? It's going to be sour. That's all we could muster with this. I'm putting milk on it. Let's go for the milk. Sourdough cereal. This I am mixing into the milk. Just for
I'm putting a lot. I put a lot of milk in here.
As much milk as I can.
Looks like, I was going to say it looks like mud, but it will never soften enough to be that.
It does have this thing where the milk disappears into it like quicksand would.
Yeah.
So that you get tricked and get sucked down. Okay, let's go. I'm going to keep pushing through. So far it's bad. And then it gets sourdough'd at the end.
You're right. There it is.
It just arrives. So that's something different. They should say, at the end, your mouth tastes sour. And that's something at all. If you're a big Golden Flax fan, you got to try it because this will be right up your alley.
I haven't seen any Captain Crunch, Golden Flax. I haven't seen that.
That is so
the
good.
texture, maybe it was just, this was more crummy. But it might be like it just got shook up in the box or it went into the box. These were like, I mean, look at the difference.
Yeah, you're right. They're
like
smaller.
These are bigger,
bundles
crunchier.
of grain.
I felt like I was eating a more hard cereal. This one felt like I shook the box too many times.
Oh, dang. We should have been more careful with it. Manufactured in Corona, California. Where's that?
Oh, that's like an hour away. We could go a couple hours.
That'd be really fun.
On location.
That'd be cool to do. All right, let's wrap that. Oh, can we give any ratings to these cereals? Here they all are in their Sunday best. But Corn Flakes, I would say, is a solid 3. You know exactly what you're getting. It literally says what it is. It stood the test of time. It is exactly what you expect. And it did have a delightful, nostalgic twinge for you, which I think puts it at least in the 3 category.
Yeah. I think on the, like, just longevity, stability, religious, foundationalism, I would say it as a 4. Just because it's solid. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but when you're looking for religious stuff, you're not looking for all the bells and whistles. You're looking for a solid foundation that's going to get you through the tough times. cornflakes going to do it.
Yeah, this is like when you go home to visit your parents at Christmas and you go to their old church. Boom, boom, boom. There it is.
That's it.
Plain, very simple, but hearty and good and nice, and you know that their people are going to treat you well.
That's right.
Ezekiel 4:9. May the Lord be praised for all the other good things he has done. In my opinion, this is not one of the good things he has done.
Ezekiel the prophet gets a 5.
Okay, that's good.
For sure. His cereal, not so much. But again, if we're ranking it as like, if this is in the category of like grape nuts and those like solid, hearty, food for life,
yeah, which are all bad.
Like that. Yeah, I mean they're not delicious. They're not designed to be delicious.
Okay,
they're designed that you eat it, and you go, I have eaten well today.
True.
I would rank this one higher than this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this one was like I said, it's crummy.
Crummy.
I didn't think it was good.
Point.
This felt good. I did really like this myself. As somebody that likes...
Hey, then own it. What's the score, Jason?
I'm trying to eat better.
Food.
I'm trying to eat hearty, good. I'm trying to only eat food.
I didn't want to bring it up first, but you've been on this kick where you're like, I only eat food.
Not that I'm trying to only
this
eat food.
Is food.
That is food. I would not give it a 5, but I've had grape nuts. I've had other things.
You're thinking
but I've had like grape nuts. I've had all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This I actually liked more than that, but maybe it's because I like the bread. Let's say like 3.5. How about that?
In the genre.
I know you're going to say out of 1 through 5.
Okay, so
I give it garbage. Well, is probably what you're going to say. I get that.
Honestly, for that scale, let me just get it out of the way.
Okay.
I would say 0.5 and 1. I like this one better.
Really?
Yes. Because it made me think of sourdough bread, and that was something I haven't experienced in a cereal before. Now, that's terrible scores. 0.5? Maybe not. What did someone look it up. What did I give grape nuts? I would give this 1 above grape nuts.
This is above grape nuts, and grape nuts got
grape nuts really
negative.
Were bad.
This is what I also like about you. You and I, we have a lot of similarities, and then we have a ton of differences. We have different perspectives, different taste.
Food.
You eat food.
Barely.
But we have very different tastes, different perspectives, so I like that. That's good.
Oh, that's so great. All right, let's finish this thing up then. Well, friends, Jason, we have done it all. We talked. We ate. We ate something that hopefully will not be served at the wedding feast of the Lamb. That's a biblical reference from Revelation, baby. But now it's enough. Remember, we gave these cereals all kinds of ratings. I went 3.5, 0.5, and then 1. You went something like 4.
4. I like it.
And then
3. And I don't even think I said anything about that one.
Okay.
I didn't like that one.
Okay, so less than 3.
Sure.
Probably.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Hey, let me say this. If you want to try these cereals for yourselves, they are inexplicably on store shelves all over the place, probably in your local area. I do want to give you a chance. Anything to plug? You wrote a great book. You want to say something about your book?
Yeah, I wrote a book called The Anxiety Field Guide. You can find it wherever you find books.
Mm-hmm. I'll put a link in the description. You get it on Amazon.
And
it's going to be great.
It was kind of my story of working through anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder, and it's been really helpful for me. Other people have read it; they found it helpful.
Yeah,
so
it's phenomenal. Yeah. So that's great. Hey, I just wanted to say, while it's rolling, I love you. I'm so glad for our partnership and our friendship, and thank you for leading me. I did get you a little present. I got you 3 more boxes of the cereal that Marie loves to thank her.
That's great. Oh my gosh, how wonderful.
So let's finish this thing up. Listen, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and then leave a comment down below with what you'd like us to review upcoming in a future episode. But until then, Jason, never be soggy. Bye-bye.